Hi, I want to talk today about the OJ Simpson lost confession tape. I just got finished watching it. I thought it was so disgusting. OJ Simpson is basically saying some guy named Charlie was with him and he got a knife. OJ got a knife out of his car that was always in his car. And then Charlie comes along and Charlie is like with him during the time of the murders. And Charlie is like, oh no, man, don't do this. I'm going to take the knife from you. And Charlie basically is like, oh yeah, basically he's going to kill him. And so he goes out and he kills them while OJ Simpson is there in a room with him. And then OJ's like, all this blood was all over the place. And he don't remember any of that, but he remembers that Charlie gave him back the knife at the end of the situation. Right. Yeah, okay. We believe that. So, then it's crazy. Like, who writes this stuff? Did he get a writer for this? Because this is just like the juiciest, dumbest thing I've ever seen. So then, he remembers after that he got the knife, and after that he went home, and some other he went out of town, whatever. Anyway, so it was horrible. You know that the man killed these two people, and that it was really, he got away with murder. But I want to go back to 1995, 96 when the verdict was read, because I remember being in school, in college, and I remember leaving my class trying to find a TV to watch the verdict. There are multiple large screen TVs. In one room was a soap opera room where everybody's watching soap operas, but it was so packed in there I couldn't even see the TV. So I had to go somewhere else. Then I went to another room where there was a bunch of people in there, and I was like, okay, this is better. I can do this room. And so when I went in there was like white people and black people, and there's everybody from different types of races in that room. And so the verdict is read, and it's like, oh, we're all standing there on pins and needles. It's like, oh my gosh, they're all tense, and you're just like, oh, what is it going to be? And they finally say, not guilty. And there's like this plausible like pause, like this sigh, like a gasp, like everybody just kind of gasp. But then there's like screams, like yes, woo, yeah, oh yeah, he did. And they're like, the black people are like hyped, they're screaming, they're happy, they're like, yeah, we did it, we got it. And they're like, they're just happy, they're just like, hype. It's like, and I remember feeling like when it first got read, I was like, oh, wow, he got off. And then there's the other side of the room where there were white people, and they were like quiet and calm. And I remember seeing one girl, her eyes, I remember they were like red, and she was like about to cry. She like her tears, like her eyes were tearing up, and there were people that were hugging, and like white people that was like hugging, like and consoling each other, and kind of like quiet and just like somber. And I remember this one guy, he just was kind of like with brown hair. I don't remember. He just was like kind of like, he didn't say anything. He just was just standing there and just shocked, like this couldn't be happening. Like, no, that's impossible. And, I remember I felt two things when the verdict first happened. First, I was like, yes, he got off. And then I was like, because I always felt like he was guilty. Even though there was a time when back then you're like, is he guilty? Is he not? We weren't sure. But at some point you feel like he was guilty because he was abusing the woman, And so you kind of start to feel like, well, he's guilty, but... And that's where the problem is. The trial was not about whether or not he was guilty or not, whether he was innocent. It was really about whether or not he got off. So if you have a question about why black people was running around screaming and hollering, it was about whether or not the man got off for the murders that he did commit. Some people, I'm sure, actually believe that OJ is innocent. And I'm not sure what world they're living in, but, they're the same ones that believe that Trump is a great man. But the bottom line is that with OJ Simpson, a lot of people, it wasn't about Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman, which is sad because it really is. There are two human beings who lost their lives in a brutal murder from a horrible human being who deserve the kindness, the love, the compassion, and the respect from our country and from people to be able to respect their lives and have somebody committed for their murder that actually committed it. But the problem is it was never about them. And that's a shame. And I feel so bad for their families because it was not about them. It was about our country. It was about the anger that we feel when we know that how many thousands of people have been murdered, stabbed, lynched, mutilated, drowned, killed, dragged, and have their accusers, they have gotten off scot-free. It is 2018, And we still have accusers, police officers, and citizens getting off for the murder of people of color and black people in America. And they just get off. They get to go home free. And when OJ Simpson, and back in 1995, 96, whatever it was set free, it was like reparations for all the people who had killed our people, who had murdered our family members, who had actually done wrong things and gotten off. It was like, finally, retribution! We got one. That's what it was about. That's what it was about. It was never about OJ Simpson, because he deserves to rot in hell for what he did to those people. His children are going to watch these interviews and see what they did to his mother. And how horrible is that for them to see this? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then on top of that, why would you put a video out for your family and your children to see? Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman got caught in the crossfire of the racial injustices of America, and I feel so horrible for them. Unfortunately, they get to join us. The rest of the people of color, you get to join us in the pool of pain of family members who their accusers are let off. And unfortunately, race plays a big part in it. In OJ Simpson's case, he was let off because of his fame, because of his status, because of who he was. And that's the same thing that's happened to our people for hundreds of years, and it's still happening today in 2018. My daughter's trying to take away, hit somebody with a pen. And I just so sad that we're still dealing with this issue today. And I'm so sad that those two souls, those two human beings, got caught in the crossfire of America's hatred towards itself. But hopefully, if there's some people out there, white people, black people, whoever it might be, that are confused about why so many black people wanted OJ Simpson to get off, well, I hope I cleared up for some people. For some of us, knew or had a feeling he was guilty, but also secretly wanted him to get off because we wanted retribution for all the things that happened to our people in this country. And if we could just get a fair system and get those trials actually, get people actually convicted for the things that they do, we won't root for evil. We won't root for people who kill people to get off. I don't make excuses and I don't apologize for our feelings, because it is what it is. I just feel very bad for those families, because they now join the pool of pain that we are all in when your accusers are let off because of their status. And I hope that our racial injustices will someday be overcome. Hopefully one day they'll be overcome. Yes, I hear you. Thank you for hearing me today, and hopefully this helps somebody to heal their soul, because I know it helped to heal me today. And hopefully I will not ever again want to root for a killer to get off, because I would like to heal the pain from American racism. Be a great day. Bye-bye.